Hello and welcome to this Friday evening version of Animal World Live with me, Brent Leo-Smith. We can't wait to delve into some of the wonders of the bush with you. Hello and welcome everyone. It's so great to have you here on this Friday evening. It is an absolutely exquisite evening out here in the African bush. I'm in the southwestern corner of the Rietsbreed Game Reserve at the main old farmhouse on Blowbank Farm, and if I just keep quiet for a second, just listen to that behind me. It is bush out here. We had cheetah hunting wildebeest here this week. Can you believe it? Not even 50 meters from here. This is about one of the only times when saying you can hear the crickets is a good thing. Okay, so we've got an exciting show lined up for you today. Hello, everyone. I'm just going to say hello to a few people quickly. Heidi Marie in Germany, Yvonne, Linda, Poli, Darlene, Vicky, Saif, Fern Lintner, Linda. Oh, Linda again. Linda says she loves the music. Thank you so much, Linda. Shamsung's still stuck in Kinshasa. Rainy. Oh, it's not going to be raining for too much longer. The dry season should be coming to Kinshasa. For those of you who don't know where Kinshasa is, it is in the Democratic Republic of Congo, on the banks of the second largest river in the world, the mighty Congo. Happy Eagle, we do take questions from the YouTube chat. If you're wondering, I'm going to try watch it, so I see if there's there are any questions I will answer. Hello, Alana. Hi, Darlene. Oh, everyone's saying hello. Safari Lover. Oh, so many hellos. Okay. Mars is wondering how we're keeping Trouble, who Trouble is obviously Mahlolwa, my Jack Russell, and Gundi is also here. They're safe. We've got an area out the back, the Boma, where we have a braais, where we cook some meat on the fire, or in Casey's case, we cook some vegetables on a fire. And a boma is quite often, if any of you have been on safari, it's one of those lovely outdoor alfresco dining areas. It's normally a circular area that is got a wall or a wooden fence around it. I'm going to let you guys... Oh, thank you, Boo. Thank you so much. Let you guys have some guesses. Who out there can guess what boma stands for? Okay, so while you're thinking about that, we've of course got all our live bush cams out there doing their thing, catching. Oh, thank you, old Nick. All the live action out there. So if you haven't, go across after the show, of course, to live bush cams by Painted Dog TV, and you can actually listen to lions roaring. You might even be lucky enough to see a lions. I think the male lions might turn up on the Boskamp camera tonight. But in the meantime, enough yabbering on. Let's go have a look at what happened on the live bush cams this last few days. Wasn't that absolutely awesome? I think one of our favorite sightings, definitely, and a creature we constantly at war with our live bush cams, is the Chacma baboon. And in this case, one young Chacma baboon was so fascinated with the bush cam camera, he turned it onto himself, and then we've sped it up a little bit there, but he actually lay there for an hour and a half, before kindly moving the camera back onto the pan, so we didn't actually have to go all the way out there to fix it. That was, there we go, we've got some guesses coming in for Boma. Corral, no. Let's see if we've got any other nice guesses coming in. I can't see yet. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. Yeah, the baboons are hilarious around the live cams. Wium, did I miss the social distancing one, or are we saving that for later? It was. I'm sorry. And then the second one, my favorite one, was the social distancing. I don't know if those noticed the vervet monkey when the impala came too close to have a drink. Just slapped him a little bit. So quite funny. And it's amazing. We're recording some very interesting behavior on these live cams because, of course, there's no one near them. And they can run 24 hours a day. So very, very exciting. Elaine, Boma is a livestock enclosure. That's what it is called now. It has sort of been adapted into sort of colloquial conversation as a livestock enclosure. But the original meaning is not. Oh my goodness, guys. I thought you guys would get this quite quickly. Deanne, British Overseas Management Administration. Closer. You're on the right track. You're on the right track, but not quite right. So, yes, Dan, you should remember from Drive. I'm pretty sure I've spoken about it. James has spoken about it. Jamie's spoken about it. Quite a few of us. Yeah, so that was... there we go. Fern, British officers... Oh, no, maybe it was Donna who said that. It was... There we go, Donna Bryce, British Officers Mess Area. You are absolutely correct. That is the origins of the wonderful African-sounding name for a boma. So when the colonial troops were out and they would march, there would be a thorn fence or a fence put up when they were out, a circular thing for the British officers to take their dinner. How very formal. Okay. Now we're going to go to one of our favourite sections of Animal World Live, well, for us in particular, and I get to tease someone, so that's always the better. And let's welcome Brian. Oh, Brian, you went fast enough to sit down.
Sorry. Hello, everybody. Hello, Brent. Good to be back again.
Yes, and we're having our Animal World Live catch-up with Brian. Now, of course, for those of you who might be new, Brian is our intern, and he's learning all things painted dog, yeah, very exciting. So this is our little catch-up with Brian. Now, yes. What have you been doing for the last couple of days, Brian? Because I've been doing the same thing.
Well, the last 3 days, we have been maintaining the badger. One hell of a ride.
Yeah.
We can safely say that our knuckles are bruised, our elbows are bruised.
We've got a few cuts and bridges. Working on cars is never that fun.
Yes, and I love it so much. I love getting my hands stuck in there, getting them greasy. And I know Brent doesn't really enjoy it.
Oh no, but I have to do it, unfortunately. It's one of those things. I'd much rather be tracking a lion or a leopard or a cheetah for that matter. But yes, being in the bush for a long time, you learn how to make some quick fixes. And we've had to make a few quick fixes on the badger. So, and with the lockdown and the lockdown being extended here in South Africa, we are unable to get spare parts for the badger. So that meant a bit of ingenuity. And we made mountings, basically gearbox and engine mountings.
Yeah, that's it.
That we made out of conveyor belt rubber we found. Brian was, we asked Brian to cut it up. So I think most of our time has been spent
under the
badger over the last couple of days.
It has worked though.
It has worked. We went on a drive this afternoon. Sorry, I'm just moving here so I can talk to Brian nicely. It worked perfectly this afternoon, and I can see some questions. Pam says, I love working on cars. JS, we're so handy. Well, thank you. Well, the nice thing about having Brian for VM and I is we sort of oversee.
Yes, very much a supervising position on their part.
We do have to get under there and get involved sometimes. Sometimes it's more than a one-man job.
Because if you know me, I'm very skin and lanky, and I don't have the muscles like Mr. Leo-Smith over here.
Betty, our lockdown was extended till the end of the month last night by the president. Yes, they added 2 more weeks of lockdown. I saw another one here. But we did manage to get out, even though I very, very gingerly drive the Badger out last night.
Yes.
And I think it might be becoming one of your favourite things to do, is sit with those 3 boys.
Yeah, they got very close last night. I think Xander felt the panic a bit more than I did. But they got extremely close, and when they're that close and you're looking them in the eye, you do feel a little bit unsettled.
Especially in the Badger. I mean, their heads are actually above the sort of back of the Badger. Probably about eye level with me almost when I'm sitting down in the Badger. Actually, I think maybe for next week's Animal Live, we can actually put up the... I took a little video on my phone, and you can have a look at Xander's face. It was priceless. Okay, so we've got a few questions coming in here. Tom says pretty sure soon it's going to be like a Flintstone mobile. Well, Brian's got big enough feet to drive it, size 13s.
I'll try run as fast as I can, but I don't think I'll outrun those boys.
No, I think we just put your feet through the floor and you run and drive the car. Yes, like a Flintstones car. Yeah. Or you too young for the Flintstones?
No. That was very much in my generation.
I had a heart attack. So it's been a bit of a challenge. Getting the vehicles up and running, but we had cheetah hunting right here.
Absolutely, it was 3 days ago.
Yeah, 3 days ago in the morning.
Yes, hearing that wildebeest herd run no more than 50 meters from where we are now was quite something. Hearing that thump in your heart, it was reverberating.
And we all ran outside. I think I was sitting having coffee, and we just heard this and the stampede, and we turned around and we could just see Mabai and the two young girls. Hot on the heels of the wildebeest. It sounded like they actually caught one of the youngsters briefly. Yeah. We got that sound of an animal in distress, but I think the rest managed to get loose or escape from the cheetah. Yeah. So that was quite exciting. Now, another mechanic job we had to do this week. Now, I noticed someone asked about the jackals that were in the boma where the wild dogs were. So yes, the jackals are still there. They are going to be being released shortly, probably in the next 3 or 4 days. They're slowly starting to bring meat closer and closer to the door. But while the jackals are in there, they need water.
Of course.
And Paul, who's the resident sort of farm manager here at Blowbank, lovely man, he takes the tractor with a big water bowser out there, and he goes and fills up the water for the jackals, as he did for the wild dogs previously. While we weren't there, I just got a phone call.
Yeah, it's pretty far from the house.
It's probably about 3 or 4 k's from where we're staying. We got a phone call, and we went out there. Well, basically the phone call said, Brent, the tractor will only drive in reverse.
Yeah, come and help, please.
Please come and help.
Yeah. So,
we did. We thought it was quite a simple problem. We initially thought it was just the selector on the gear, and that happens on older vehicles, tractors. Those Mara Land Rovers, I don't know how many. My knuckles look like they do from those Mara Land Rovers when the 4-wheel drive selector used to come out and having to get in from the top or from the bottom once in the mud. Oof. We were stuck and I had to climb under. That was horrible. So we thought it was but it turned out it wasn't.
It wasn't easy. I think we spent a good 2 hours out there before.
Well, over 2 days, 2 hours each day.
Yeah. And then eventually we just decided to...
Yep. Reverse it home.
Keep it in reverse and reverse it 3 kilometers back.
I only reversed for about 800-900 meters, and then I said, okay, Paul, it's your tractor.
And then if you went back there, was it the day after, we could see Paul's tracks zigzagging.
Okay, so that was quite entertaining. But now the Badger's up and running, the tractor's back in the workshop. We're just going to leave it there for now. And there's enough water to last the jackals till their release. So we are hoping We can go look for some animals exclusively over the next few days. Oh no, we do have to do a town trip. We're going to run out of food otherwise. I think Wium and I will pop into town tomorrow and stock up on essentials. Yeah. Brian ate all the potatoes all by himself.
It has been a very physical week.
Yeah, it has. Yeah,
I can definitely feel it.
Yes, yeah. So that's been absolutely great. Now, Brian, Shoo, go away.
Thanks, Brent.
Nice.
Cheers, everybody.
And we're going to just chat quickly. Oh, thank you, Larry. We're going to chat quickly about the news. So I think what was the first article we had up? What are we going with first? We're going to go with the trees first, I think. Will be the best one to go with. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff, and this is quite an important environmental discussion. So there's a lot of sort of fake news or bad news that is spread by people being very well-meaning, and especially in Africa. And the problem is there's a lot of African governments that are being misled by international aid organizations and stuff like that are trying to promote the forestation of areas and growing of certain plant species such as speckbourne as carbon credit plants, and they are basically misinforming people and what could lead to a major problem for a lot of areas of Africa. And there's a very interesting article on it, and the link will pop up, and you guys are welcome to go have a look at it. And it is a very, very good article, and I really suggest you go have a read of it. So just in our local area not so long ago, there was a lot of people advocating for the massive planting of speckbourne, which is a great little plant if you're in the Karoo, which is a semi-desert. And there's lots of misinformation that it sequestrates more carbon than a rainforest and whatnot. However, it doesn't. Not really. And I think what happens is well-meaning people misread scientific papers and get a little bit worked up. Now, that article doesn't actually focus so much on speckbourne. That's just something that happened around us locally. For example, there's been, I'm not going to say where and who and which organization because it'll probably get me into trouble. But thank you so much, Orelov. So on the high fault of example, actually, I'm going to say examples. I'm going to use an example, a metaphoric example. So if you have traveled all around the world, you've got areas where there are forests and you've got areas where there are open grasslands. If you take the Masai Mara, for example, or you take the open grasslands around Johannesburg, the high faults or the open grasslands of the Free State in South Africa, these areas are grasslands. They are not supposed to have copious amounts of trees. Of course, trees would have occurred generally around the rocky outcrops or in the sort of little river stream beds or along the edge of those. Now, if you had to go plant all over these areas, it would cause absolute pandemonium. And those high fault grasslands in South Africa in particular are very good at sequestering carbon and actually even form peat deposits. So it's basically the same as saying, actually I've got a perfect example for anyone who is from Scotland. It would, or any of those sort of areas, it would be absolutely impossible to turn a lot of that open Scottish heathland and grassland to try and now plant it with trees. You would actually destroy the natural environment or whatnot. Now, as I said, a lot of the times it's well-meaning, but however, the information is incorrect. But now, on something a little bit more fun, we're talking ostrich eggs and luxury goods. Now, can you believe that there was a luxury goods market many thousands of years ago, trading from Africa all the way into Asia and Europe? And one of the things that was most sought after was carved ostrich eggs. So ornate ostrich eggs. So very, very cool. And there's a whole wonderful article there about a whole team who are trying to trace the lineage of those ostrich eggs and where they were traded and whatnot. And of course, it was very much a luxury item. And it seems that they also did farm ostriches at that time, but most of the sort of more sought after eggs were actually coming out of the wild, out of North Africa. So very, very interesting about that. Okay, let's see if we've got any questions while I've been harping on. Exactly, Samantha. It is quite scary that often you can hinder instead of help. There's it's a very old quote, and I think the road to hell is paved with good intention. So sometimes helping is not a good thing, especially if you've got your facts wrong. Okay, well, let's just move on. Wium, what else have we got up today? Now, we're doing a first for Painted Dog TV, and it is something that you may probably never see Wium or I ever doing, but we're very excited to add a sort of another string to our bow, so to speak, and I'm going to introduce you. Well, you've met her before, but we've got our special guest, Casey Bennett, on tonight. So... can be faster than Brian. Oh no, you're not faster than Brian.
Almost.
Evening,
everyone.
I need to get a whip to make these guys moving faster during their little segments.
Because Brent takes up so much space, we can't get round him.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So some of you might have seen some of our social media posts, and I said we're going to do something that Painted Dog TV certainly has never done before. So no, Big Kev, we're not doing safari in the nude. Don't be rude.
Scary sights.
Yes, yeah.
Does that mean for the cameraman as well?
Yes, everyone. Cameraman, assistants. No, we will not be doing safari in the nude, Big Kev. Even though I'm sure you would love that. So we're going to be doing something tomorrow morning. And it's going to be a first for Painted Dog TV. From 7 a.m. Central African time. We will post, I think Wium has already posted the other times, what time zones it is all around the world.
Yeah.
So just after sunrise, there we go. Wium says he's posted the link. So we will be doing a meditation and mindfulness hour.
That is correct, yeah.
I know absolutely nothing about meditation and mindfulness, so I'm going to let Casey take over.
So, yeah, it's just a thing that we've decided to bring in at this time, and we'll be bringing you, like Brent said, an hour of meditation and mindfulness. It won't be a full hour of meditation, so don't worry.
You will still be able to talk to Casey.
Yes, we'll start off with the meditation, just 10 minutes, and then we will move into live questions and interactive questions for me. And it'll just be an hour based on how wellness and the wilderness fits in so well together, and how it makes you just be so much more present than in cities or towns or wherever you may come from. Out here, it's definitely a time when you're out in the bush, if you're either on the vehicle or you're tracking or time, it is just about the now. You don't have time to think about what you're going to do when you get back to the lodge or the camp or back to your room. Especially as a guide, you don't have that. If you're tracking something on foot, it's about being in that present moment, because anything could go wrong or anything could happen. So through the years of my guiding, I've really built up a sort of understanding of how the present moment is so important in living right here in the now. Definitely, yeah, it is life-changing, and mindfulness and meditation is definitely something that
Dogs are playing.
adds, just great element to safaris in Africa.
And it is a very important thing. And I was obviously joking about that. And everyone finds it in a different way. And if we, with Casey, are able to just bring you a little bit closer to nature, even if you're sitting in your apartment at home or during this lockdown, you're stuck surrounded by concrete or whatnot. If Casey can just take you out into this sort of amazingly beautiful wild place and just slow everything down a bit, and
Definitely.
yeah, it'll be quite a wonderful and interesting thing.
Especially now, I think there's a lot of worry and a lot of forward projection into the future of what's happening, where it's going. Are we going to travel? Aren't we going to travel? Is lockdown extended? Isn't it lockdown, especially in South Africa? I think lots of people are worried about, is the world ever going to come back to what we knew it as, or has it changed completely? And all of those thoughts just take us out of the present now. And all we can really do is just be here now. And I think being out there in this environment and bringing it to you guys at home is something that might let you escape for that hour. just to be completely free and here with us in Africa and experience the hopefully visitors that we get on where we're shooting.
Yeah, we often, I think we've got a good chance of giraffe popping
Definitely
in.
giraffe.
The little dyker that likes to
Yes.
wander around here. And you never know, the wild dogs or the cheetah might make an appearance as well. That's how wild it is out here. But it'll be amazing, just a complete change of pace. And yeah, I see quite a lot of nice comments here. Pam said would love to do it, probably good for me. I'm going to try stay up. What time will the show in US Eastern time? I don't know, but it will just, if you go have a look, it's already scheduled after we finished here. All the times will be up there. Darcy, I honestly wish more people would concentrate on what they see rather than chasing sightings and stuff like that, instead of what they want to see.
Definitely.
I think this is a great idea.
And Darcy, you're so right with that comment. I find that a lot of people are living safaris through their phones. It's not about being in that present moment. It's social media,
Click the selfie.
Yeah, and instant gratification. It's put it out there quickly, as fast as possible, not just relishing in that moment of being in such a spiritual place and land that I believe has so much soul.
So yeah, I see a lot of you on the east coast of America say it's 1 a.m. for you. We will be doing others at different times. Yeah, so we will make sure that we do cover you guys on the east coast as well at on a different one. I think for tomorrow we might do a sunset one later on.
Point.
Yeah, if the weather's nice, it'd be nice to have a nice
Definitely.
sunset one with the mountains and everything. Yeah, so very, very cool. So guys, and this is another chance. If you've got any questions for Casey, fire them in. I'm probably going to be looking for lions while Casey's doing that.
So if you've got any questions or special requests for Brent, please put them in now too.
Yes, no, I'm used to them.
He must join our meditations.
Yeah, no, I would just disturb you. I don't think I could sit still for that long. Okay, so Wium is a magician, absolutely amazing. There we go. That is the times for tomorrow. Tomorrow morning for the wellness and meditation. It'll be 1 hour, so very, very cool. I'm quite excited for you guys to enjoy that.
Yes, definitely.
I will just probably shuffle my feet, move around, make too much noise. So I'll go meditate while tracking.
There we go. Everyone's got their own form.
Exactly. Awesome. Thanks so much, Wium. Thanks so much, Case.
No,
Now, it's been absolutely great having you guys on here. As always, I think we are just going to take a whole bunch of questions. If anyone's got any questions, now is your time. For Casey, for me, even for Zander or Brian, we can always make him come back.
Or Wium.
Or Wium's got to push all the buttons to make all the magic
We can
happen.
just shout it through.
Yes. Brent can do Kui Kong walking meditation.
There we go.
I don't even know what that is.
Walking meditation.
And yes, guys, if you do miss it, we will be putting out a replay. You will be able to watch it after it's not live, for those of you. But we will, as I said, we will try and make sure we do cover Eastern Standard Time in the States as well. I understand it is 1 a.m. Might be a bit early or a bit late to be mindful. So, of course, today is Friday, and some people are asking what's new. I'll wait for Wium to tell me. Zander and Wium have been working really hard on the next episode of Tale of Two Mothers. I actually think if I go look at my emails, I've got a section I've got to go write scripts for. So that should be quite exciting. When are we planning on that, gentlemen? So hopefully 7 p.m. Central African Time on Sunday evening. Tale of Two Mothers will be coming out. And just before we say goodbye, let's go have a look at, for those of you who don't know what Tale of Two Mothers is, a little snippet of what you can expect.
Must I wait?
Well, you can wait. Get you used to being. Join the PaintedDog.tv team as we journey on an adventure, following the lives of two spectacular big cats. One facing the daily struggle to keep 5 cubs fed and alive in a home that's fraught with dangers. The other about to face the challenges of motherhood for the very first time. We will be sharing the journey of motherhood with these two incredible cats. Become part of the adventure on Safari with Brent, the tale of two mothers. Linda J. Purley, you have many videos to catch up on. Go watch Tale of Two Mothers. From Safari Lover, does meditating help with anxiety? I've devolved it badly with all the stuff going on.
Definitely, Safari Lover. It will definitely put you at ease. It gets you out of living in the brain and just, like I've said, being in the present now. So definitely, if you can, join us for this meditation. Nature's a wonderful, wonderful teacher, and there's so much to learn from it. I mean, if animals got anxiety from the situations that they were in on a daily basis, it would be an interesting world out there.
They would all be very nervy.
So, join us. We'll definitely help you with that.
Nothing like nature to make you fully present in the moment from Joy.
Definitely, Joy.
Olarav, I'll answer your question in a second. We're just going to go through Casey's, if there's Casey. JS says Brian needs to do meditation while balancing on the badger. That would be quite a funny sight, that lanky creature. Okay.
Those are the questions.
Here we go. Question for Casey. How can we help others stay mindful in times like this?
I think just practicing it yourself really does, it encourages others, because the energy you'll be giving off will undoubtedly be felt from them. So definitely just practice yourself, and that energy will be transmitted to other people, and it happens all the time. So just you find yourself in a good place and you'll pass that on.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Case, and I'm sure everyone's really excited.
Yes.
No, sit down. You're going to close the show with me now. Don't run away. Bloody terrorist. So we're going to take one or two more questions. There's Olarov. How do the game farms separate themselves in Hoedspruit? I see Blue Canyon Conservancy or Rietspruit, but the farms are separate. Well, they're on the farms within a conservancy or whatnot, there are no fences. So there will be a road. And depending on what permissions you have, certain people will be allowed to drive on all farms. The animals, however, are allowed to cross wherever they want to go. Thank you very much, Kalena. I see someone else has to join you, Linda, in binge watching the Tale of Two Mothers series. Who was that? Who was that who said they had to go binge watch? It was Larry. Yes, Larry. Larry and Linda, go binge watch the Tale of Two Mothers.
It's a good story.
It is a wonderful story about mothers and tale. Yes. Well, actually, lots of tales. There's lots of tales. Many tales involved in that. So, guys, for those who are wondering, 7 p.m. Central African time on Sunday night, Tale of Two Mothers. And then, of course, Monday will be another Animal World Live. But keep a lookout on our YouTube and other social media platforms. Go follow Casey on Instagram at Africa Come Alive. And we will be posting some more information about the sort of mindfulness and wellness. And we will get one out there for you guys on the East Coast live. But till then, you can watch that one after it's ended, non-live on the Painted Dog TV YouTube channel. But from Casey, myself, Zander, Wium, Brian, and all the hounds, and all of us here, please stay safe, stay at home, and remember, you can also go check out Patreon if you'd like to become a patron of Painted Dog TV. There's also some cool Painted Dog TV merchandise out on Teespring. But also, if you can't, just like, share, and subscribe. That really makes a difference. And as always, a massive thank you to all the health workers out there who are staying on the front coalface to keep all of us safe from the pandemic that is COVID. Okay, guys, thank you so much and have a wonderful weekend. Stay at home, stay safe.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, yes. Lots of love. Bye.
Bye.